Hello, and welcome to my brand new series where I turn regular BLs into Omegaverse BLs in The Sims 4. Now, you might be wondering, how would you even do that in The Sims? Well, that's pretty simple. Actually, there is a mod called the Omegaverse mod that allows you to do Omegaverse things in The Sims 4. And me being me, um, big fan of Yaoi Girl, big fan of BL, I was like, you know what, I am going to turn, Jinx, the manga Jinx, into an Omegaverse BL. I haven't decided on who's going to be the alpha in their relationship. At first glance, Jaekyung, because he's the top in the manga, seems like a good idea, but at the same time, wouldn't it be fun to have Kim Dan as the alpha? I think it definitely would be fun. However, we do have to build them a house first before we can get into any Omegaverse gameplay. Unfortunately, I know, big bummer. But that does mean that we get to kind of try and replicate Jaekyung's penthouse in the actual manga. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be anywhere near canon in any way, but I did get a few rooms to be pretty close to the original. Not without even trying, really. I just kind of winged it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that reminds me of the original." And obviously, I'll go ahead and put pictures of the original rooms after I'm done recording this voice out over what I'm editing, and we'll see if I was right. And if I was wrong, you guys can laugh at me in the comments. But that is okay if I was wrong. And right now, unfortunately, we are just doing the guys, I lost track of what I was saying. Oh my goodness. But right now we are just doing the exterior, like the floor plan, everything like that. This part, honestly, I'm kind of thinking maybe I should have cut down more because I was I underestimated how much I would have to yap for 40 minutes. But that's okay. Um as you guys can see, one of the rooms we did not get to be spot on is the pool room. In the manga, Jaekyung has a pool room that he introduces Kim Dan to on his day off. And for anybody that's read the manga, you know that Kim Dan is very traumatized by this pool room, as he should be, because Jaekyung's an asshole. Yeah, there's no other way to put it. Um, but his pool room is in the actual penthouse. It's not outside like the one we did, the one I did. I don't know. But I still kind of like it. It definitely feels like a spot where Jake Young might do what he did in the manga again. It works for our purposes. Um, they're also like right there, Kim Don and Jake Young. They're just chilling over there in the spawn point in the lot. And as you can see, we're just doing random crap. We're just getting rid of the walls, we're putting trims on everything, we're ignoring the pool because why wouldn't we? There's also a point in this video where the pool gets remodeled a little bit. Just a tiny bit, I just pull it back a little bit more. And also I make it so the columns aren't clipping through the half wall that we put around it, because that really irks me. I gotta say, it really does. Um, and so does the windows not being on center, which is why you'll see me going around and making sure that they are, because I don't know. I don't know. I just really don't like it when they're not on center. And I know you might be thinking, Donut, that's not on center anyways. What do you mean? It's the aesthetics, okay? You've got to trust the process. It being a little bit off center work. However, it not being um it being on center but it doesn't look good. Yeah, can't do that. There's also a little bit of finicking with these two tower things. They are both stairwells. I honestly don't know if they should have been stairwells, but they are. They could have just been extra balconies on the bedrooms. That probably would have saved us a lot of time, energy, effort. But was I thinking? No. I was like, I want to put the stairs here when I could have made it a much grander thing. Like the stairs a much grander thing, but I didn't. You know what? Maybe in gameplay we can go back and rework this again. Wouldn't that be fun? Because like if we would have made these like balconies for the bedrooms, then first of all, we wouldn't have had to have that weird ass like room for Jaekyung or Kim Dan or the guest room. Like they could just be like regular squares, but I don't know. It's okay. We're also putting windows. I don't know what this thing is that we're working on right now. It's kind of like a bridge again. I don't know. Those stairwells just they're something. Yeah. We ended up with a walkway that looks like a bridge and stairwells with a bathroom in the bottom, and the other one has a laundry room. It doesn't start out as a laundry room. It does start out as like a what is it? As another bathroom, actually. Because I didn't know what to put there. But then I was like, you know what? We have too many bathrooms in this house. I'm just going to make it a laundry room and torture us when we get to the gameplay. Because, yeah. Also, this is about the time where I turned it around. Because if you didn't know, when you save things to the gallery, there's like a front of the lot. And I really did not want to have the front of the lot look heinous and weird. So I was like, you know what? Let me try and figure out where the front of the lot is going to be before I continue, because if I don't, then everything's going to be a mess, you know? Like, we can't be changing this last second. So we're changing it in the beginning of the recording, I guess. So as you can see, there is the little elevator, the spawn point right there. That does not stay there. It actually gets moved to the middle of the house, of the penthouse. Just for fun, because I didn't like it there. And I lied. I said that there was 2 bathrooms in the stairwells. No, one of them had the elevator at first, and that's the one that gets turned into the washroom, the laundry room, whatever you want to call it. I think at some point around here we're gonna start putting flooring down. Maybe. Maybe we won't. Maybe it's just like a floorless house. Maybe we don't get any further than this. You never know. But we are putting wallpaper down at least. It took me forever to figure out what I wanted to go with the black wallpaper, honestly. I was like, I want it to be white, I want it to be gray, I want it to be stone, I want it to be brick. And then I was like, you know what? No, it's just gonna be gray stucco. And you will see that in a few minutes. Or maybe later. I don't remember. I was very all over the place with this build because, again, I was going based off of vibes. I was like, what would Jaekyung want his house to look like if he was here? Like watching me. Honestly, I don't think I did a good job in that regard. Maybe I did. Maybe he likes it. Maybe he doesn't. I certainly don't like that we still have tall walls. It took me a little while to realize that the tall walls were not working. Jaekyung probably would have liked the tall walls. I gotta say. He's a freak like that. Like, he would have been like, yeah, make the walls tall. Because I'm tall. He's like 6'4", whatever. And and by the way, this is his room, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's his room. Because he has the smaller balcony. The singular balcony. His room is kind of weird though. Because it turned out to be smaller than I wanted it to be, so did the bathroom. Had. But you will see when I go over in the tour that his bathroom is probably actually the biggest once I finish. When I started, it was certainly not the biggest. It was like the smallest bathroom ever. But yeah, I was like, it's his penthouse. He deserves to have a big bathroom. But we're not there yet. We're decorating the first bathroom, and I did not include all of them because of the simple fact that they're all the same. I did them all the same. They have the same growing together black wallpaper on top, white tile on the bottom. Except this one has a separate shower from the everything else. And the reason why I did that is because, again, in the manga, there is a panel where there is a heinous scene in the gym showers. And obviously we don't have a gym here. We don't have a gym at Jaekyung's house. I didn't really want to put a gym here. Well, what am I talking about? There is a gym here. But, like, it's not in this little area. is upstairs and it's connected directly to Jaekyung's bedroom. But I did not put like an actual gym showers room or anything. So I just was like, I'll just put a shower stall in the community bathroom downstairs. Community bathroom? I don't know. The downstairs bathroom in the stairwell. I don't know, okay? And yeah, it works. It would work better if it was like turn around and like there was a shower curtain. You know the university showers? Those. That's kind of what it was. And now we're back out here doing the doors. I swear to gosh, the doors were the bane of my existence. Sims team, if you're listening to me, which I know you're not. Like, I have one follower on YouTube, and that's okay. That's okay. But if you ever decide to listen to me, please make a freaking sliding door for medium and tall wall height that goes all the way to the top. Like that you barely see any bit of wall. Please. Please, I beg of you. You did it for short wall height. You could do it for the other ones. Because the tall, like the medium sliding door is so big. Like the one that actually fits my requirements, so big. Can you make it smaller, like skinnier, you know, but tall but skinny. Tall but skinny. Please. Please, I beg of you. They aren't going to listen to me. I don't even know if you guys are going to listen to me, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Also, we do start out putting archways in these little closets, but eventually we turn everything around. We put the walls back on medium. Okay, and here we go. This is about the time that we start looking for wallpapers, that we start actually putting the walls back down to their medium height. Also, I have to mention that the wallpapers kind of hard to choose for Jaekyung because in his house, I don't even remember what the wallpapers look like. I'm not gonna lie. I just know they're like stone or something. Like they're exactly what I chose, honestly. At least in my head. I don't remember. I will be looking through the manga again to pull clips from it for editing purposes. Like I'll show you what it actually looks like. But yeah, this just looked right to me. I'm pretty sure it's a university wallpaper. It's the only wallpaper that has black trim. I know that for sure. Cause I looked through everything and nothing else had black trim like that did. And now, as I was stating earlier, we are getting back to the area of interest. You know, the stucco on the outside. Is it going to be white? Is it going to be gray? Is it going to be stone? No one knows. It's actually going to be gray stucco. Yeah, it just takes me a while to figure it out. There's also a little bit of going back and forth trying to decorate the little stairwells. One of them turns into a mini office. The other one turns into a mini skill building room. There's like a chess table in this one. And there's a desk and a computer in the other one. Nothing fancy. Honestly, I don't even know what Jaekyung's stairwells look like. So I'm certain that whatever these stairwells are fine. Right now, we're just trying to find wall decor because obviously the walls are kind of blank. Especially with this wallpaper, like, how are we supposed to be doing this right now? It just doesn't work. But yeah, this part is kind of boring. Like, we're just putting the flooring in, we're putting the rest of the flooring in, we're putting in the wallpapers. We've been doing this for a long time, and I'm so happy if you stayed. But now, apparently we're furnishing the gym. I use a lot of spot A stuff. I use the rock climbing wall, but the rock climbing wall gets put outside at some point because, again, the walls change. Yes, the rock climbing wall fit in when it was tall, but it just didn't work, you know? Yeah, we just put a TV there, and then I kind of ignored the gym, and we started doing the bathrooms again. I thought I cut the bathrooms out, but apparently I did. Apparently I was trying to make a point to you guys that, yeah, they're all the same. Same with the bedrooms. I put a bed in them, and they were all the same for a while. However, I did not include any more footage after putting the beds down. Honestly, don't know if there's any bed that matches Jaekyung's actual bed in the manga. But I think the one from Vintage Glamour does work pretty well. And you know how I've been rambling about the different wall heights? I think it's right here that they change. I could be wrong. Yeah. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I knew it. Now we have to go through and replace all the windows. So fun. And the doors. We gotta scale down some things. We've got to now we lock in. We fixed the windows. We chose our doors, which you will see in a few seconds, hopefully. And we got rid of that abysmal rock climbing wall. I think I put it on the balcony near the pool. But yeah. Finally, we're locked in. Finally, we're doing what we need to be doing. But now everything is back in order. We have all the windows fixed. We have all the doors fixed. We're gonna have the doors fixed soon. But yep, okay. We changed them to these little HPD base game doors that came in the 25th anniversary, I'm pretty sure. Earlier this year in January. I just like them better. I think they fit Jaekyung's house better. We're getting to furnishing the house. We're finally done with windows. Never mind. Putting the last few windows in the house. And then we're finally done with windows. And I'm pretty sure right after this is where I put the... I'm lying. Now we get to the stucco part. I'm just watching this and I'm like, yeah, wow, speed build. I don't know what to add. I literally have a freaking script right next to me and I'm still like, I don't know what to add. Partly because if I add what I want to add, it might get this video demonetized. It's not going to be monetized in the first place, so I shouldn't care, but I don't know. This whole manga is not safe for work. All of it not safe for work. None of it is safe for work, but why not make it my life's work, you know? Why not? This is, again, where I mentioned that we remodeled the pool. We really didn't. We just kind of pulled it back a little bit. This little nook over here is also where we put the climbing wall. We changed the pool's floor to be black so the water looks cooler. We also finished painting. Yeah. And yeah, if you guys know about the pool stuff, the pool scene from, yeah. My condolences. I don't know. Maybe you like it. But yeah. Now we're finally starting to work on the bottom, maybe. Yeah, we put a door in. And this is where my original complaints about that stupid door. I decided to use it. I cut out a lot of me going back and forth because it was ridiculous. But that stupid door, if it was taller, I wouldn't have a problem using it. But that just looks like a freaking short wall height door. And it's set for medium wall height. Sims team, please make a skinny, super tall version for the medium wall height. And make a tall wall height version too. Please. It can't be that hard. It can't be that hard. Just do it. Before I crash out. Okay? But this is the guest room balcony. I didn't put much out here. I put a yoga mat. I put 2 rocking chairs and tables. And then we worked on the underneath part, which is also not really interesting. It's just the entryway, the fake entryway. Your Sims won't enter there. They won't do much there. Probably won't do anything there. It looks like a front door. Why do I care about a front door when we are literally the top floor of a penthouse right now? I don't know. Because of the gallery, honestly. I was like, I want it to look good from the gallery's point of view. Eventually, it will look good. It's just taking its time. Guys, I've run out of things to talk about. I don't know how the hell I've run out of things to talk about. I usually yap so much to my boyfriend. Okay, why don't we talk about him? Sometimes I'll just yap about the BLs I've read. And he'll just listen. And you guys get to have the experience too. But you also get to have the experience of me forgetting what I'm talking about. Because I know I do something at some point in this video. I actually don't know what I'm doing. We're doing the kitchen, we're jumping around, we're doing the balcony, we're doing the outside, yeah. I don't even know. You can probably tell that this video was kind of cut kind of badly. But I never said I was good at editing. I never said I was good at doing any of this, but I did want to try at least. You know, kitchen, you don't ever see the kitchen in Jaekyung's apartment, I don't think. I just kind of went with what I thought it might look like in my head. Does it look accurate? Probably not. Am I okay with that? Yeah, I don't really care. Also, it kind of bugs me now looking back, seeing that the handles on the counters are silver, but the stove and the fridge have gold accents, and so do the freaking chairs. What was I thinking? Eventually, I take that and go ahead and flip-flop around to the little room that I saved to be Kim Dan's office. He doesn't officially have an office in Jaekyung's penthouse in the actual manga. In fact, he only has an office at the gym that they go to. The office is not typically used for physical therapy, if you know what I mean. It is used for some activities, yes. Not physical therapy. That's why I put a couch there, because I do have a mod that allows them to use the couch as not a couch. And, you know, in the manga, they also use the couch as not a couch. And they send some poor errand boy to get them coffee. Well, Jaekyung sends some poor errand boy to go get them coffee. Kim Dan doesn't. He's too busy. But yeah, this is what this room is inspired off of, is the office that Kim Dan has in their actual gym that I didn't include in this build because I don't know. I didn't feel like building a gym. I felt like building Jaekyung's a penthouse. Yeah, this room is pretty simple. It's kind of like a medical office, really. We've got a little lamp. We've got a little like desk chair that this room gets work that looks like a medical like chair. And we've got counters. We've got upper counters. We've got like a bunch of different plants and like a human body chart, whatever. It's cute. It works. And then on the outside, damn, this, you know, I sped this up to be 3 times speed. I'm half wondering if I should have set it up to be 4 times speed. This is going on for way too long. Plus, I think I was just taking a long time building this thing. And I was doing a whole bunch all at once. And, you know, I am known to do that. Not by anybody, but myself and my boyfriend. But, yeah. It's a bit of a habit for me. As you can see, I got fed up a little bit with the office and I started just procrastinating, working on the outside. I don't know exactly what I was oh, you know what? Yes, I know what I was procrastinating. You see how this whole room is open? I don't have it sectioned off. I don't have a floor plan for it, really. That's what I was procrastinating. And in fact, I put a bar near that wall for no reason. That quickly changes because I decide I want to put a door there. So, what you're seeing now changes in like maybe 3 minutes. So how long can we yap for before it changes? Like, there's also a rug. I don't know if they have a rug. I don't even think they have a bar in their house. I know that Jaekyung has beer cabinets in his living room and alcohol around his house, but I don't think he has an actual bar. I do know that he has a bunch of awards because if you've read through the story, Jaekyung is very much, he's a go-getter. He's trying his best to get every like award. He's on a winning streak. He has a Jinx. That's why the manga is called Jinx. Like, he can only win if he does a certain routine, drink milk, spritz some kind of cologne, and do Kim Dan. So yeah, you know, whole 9 yards. He's got a whole bunch of awards because of his Jinx. And okay, and now we're jumping right back to where Kim Dan's office is. If you don't know, Kim Dan has a grandma, and his grandma is sick. And basically the whole point of the story is to get her. He works for Jaekyung so he can afford her medicine. And so those little things that you just saw in the corner, that little like get famous stuff, that is supposed to be her bridal drawer. Yeah, it's a Korean thing. I don't know what they're called, but they're supposed to be like bridal cabinets, something like that. It's where all of her stuff from her wedding is, I'm pretty sure. And he moved it to Jaekyung's penthouse when he moved out of his dingy apartment that he was forced to move out of. So it's just there. It's always been there. Well, it does leave for a little bit, actually, at the end of the story. But when we're playing this, it's not gonna be the end of the story, like, because we're not gonna be going to Sulani, and like escaping real life like Kim Dan seems to think he can. Which honestly, power move. Me too, buddy. We're just gonna be playing as if their story started and they were in the Omegaverse. Because I don't know. I think that's fun. However, if you guys would like let me know if you who you think should be the alpha in the relationship and who you think should be the omega in the relationship, I could put a poll up and we can vote on it. I think that will be fun. If nobody votes on it, then too bad. So sad. I get to pick. So, by the way, I'm just using the same bookshelf over and over again. I know it might seem a little weird, but I kind of like it. It's cute. I don't put anything on it. I put a few plants around it, but yeah. Oh, and we are in the living room. So, if you don't know, the living room has a famous scene in it that is quite popular on TikTok. Jaekyung can't sleep, and Kim Dan just woke up from a nap, and he goes to find him, and he's like, "Oh, hi sir, you're in here," and Jaekyung's like, "Yeah, I'm watching a movie to try and help me sleep," and Kim Dan tries to watch it with him. However, it does not really work out because Jaekyung is a freak. So yeah, it's just famous because Jaekyung's a freak. I tried to make their living room as close to canon as possible. And I do think that at some point those family photo things get replaced with trophy boxes. Just because I feel like Jaekyung has more trophies than family photos. Especially because of his relationship with his parents. I just gotta say, he's probably got more trophies than family photos. But yeah. And now we finally get to start working on the actual floor plan of this place. And I'm pretty sure the video ends pretty soon after this. We get done with the floor plan. I put in a spa room. I move the elevator. That room gets turned into like a skill building room, a random room. I don't know. It could be a bedroom if we need it, because we are gonna be playing with the Omegaverse mod. I don't see why one of the Omega can't get pregnant at some point. Do have to put together the washing room first. And yeah. I'm so sorry. I am like running out of things to say. Everything. I've yapped too much. I've yapped too much. Like, I could be talking about the actual manga itself, but I don't want to give too many spoilers. And also, YouTube might not like that. So, but yeah, this is just a plain laundry room. We've got some laundry detergent. We've got some stuff. And yeah, we showed a little bit of that. And then we went straight back into the living room, or not the living room, but the office area. Or, what am I talking about? The hallway. Put some more, like, newspaper articles with Jaekyung in it, and, like, maybe one of his jerseys. And I am pretty sure that where you've probably seen me, maybe 10 seconds ago. Now it's time for the house tour. I mentioned before that I tried to make it look like we had a front door, even though we are on a penthouse lot. There is no such thing as a front door. It is actually an elevator that you come into the lot from, which is right by the front door that is absolutely fake, as well as the sign for no shoes. But anyway, through the front door is a giant hallway. We also have the dining room that I didn't show you earlier because the video was getting a little too long. The bar, and the kitchen area, but that's not very important for us right now. I mentioned that I did not include the bedrooms, simply because, again, the video was getting way too long. Did you really want to sit here for 2 hours and watch me speed build everything? I didn't think so. But we are gonna go into the king of the house's room first, Jaekyung here. In fact, he's the sim that we're selected on right now. But and he's like outside. Yeah, okay, yes, this is his room. I had to make sure. When we come in, there's his bed. If you read the manga, lots of fun activities happen in this bed. And then there's the fireplace. There's the fireplace, there's the TV. I don't think it actually shows you what's like across from his bed in the manga for reasons, but I assume it's probably a TV and a fireplace. You never know. And then over here is a little hallway where all the doors are. We've got a door to his bathroom, a door to his closet, and the door to the gym that only he has access to. I'm lying. There's actually a hallway access to, but whatever. We're gonna go into his bathroom, but honestly, all the bathrooms look the same. The only difference for him is that he has the biggest one. And he has two sinks. But he does have a shower tub combo. He has a separate toilet room. Very simple bathroom. And I'm gonna go through here. I also did not show you the gym, I'm remembering now. Um, but it's simple. We've got a little counter space with a music jukebox on it. When you first walk in the door, we have his treadmill, we have his weightlifting thing, training bot from Strangerville, and two punching bags, because if you don't know, Jaekyung very easily breaks punching bags, so I figured we should have two, just in case he breaks one of them, or both, you never know. And there's also a massage table over here, so Kim Dan can do his job, wink. Um, but if we're going out through here, ignore the wall mural. I needed something to put there, I didn't know what to put there. But anyways, we go through this little door here. This is either going to be Kim Don's room, or okay, no, this is the spare bedroom. So we're gonna ignore that for just a second. So we're gonna go through this door, and here's Kim Don's room. It's very simple. You walk in, there's a little pillow over here, a rug, a woohoo closet for no reason, and also there's Kim Don's bed. He's got a little dresser, some boxes with all the stuff he has from his measly apartment that he moved out of, a TV, because I'm assuming every bedroom in this place has a TV, some decor that I think he took from his grandma's apartment, simple little side tables, and he has a desk because we all know he needs one. Like, he's gotta be taking notes, he has to, like, work on, like, sketching things, researching boxing, everything like that. He has his own bathroom as well. It's quite small compared to Jaekyung's. He's got one sink, one counter, shower tub combo, a toilet, the works. It's pretty much the same thing as the hall bath, actually, except the hall bath has a separate toilet room. And now we can finally go into the last bedroom that is a guest room. I decided to go all out. You might think all out is a bit of a stretch because the walls are not different, but the bed is. It's mint green. And so are the nightstands. They're also mint green. And what do you think the sitting area is? Mint green. Why? I don't know. I thought it was fun. This room also has its own little ensuite. It only has a shower. It doesn't have a shower tub combo, but it does have its own sink and counter, and it has its own private toilet room. And yeah. You've also seen the pool countless times, so here's just one more look at it. It's not in an enclosed room, because I wasn't thinking when I made this, like when I made the layout, but it works. For the last thing I'm gonna show you is Kim Don's office. There's a little waiting area outside of it. This is where his grandma's bridal suite, dressers, I think they're called, are. I decided to just put them near his office, but in the manga they're actually, like, by the front door. They don't really fit by our front door, as you can see, but that's okay. Instead, we have a little seating area with them, by it. And then we also have a knitting basket, which is useful for gameplay. But anyway, we go through the front door, through the door that leads to Kim Don's office, And we find a couch and a rug and a massage table. Because that's what Kim Dan needs to work. We also have like a human skeleton statue, some plants, a pile of notes that are definitely all about all about Jaekyung's health, some books, a little lamp, and the chair from Get to Work that looks like a doctor's office chair. And that is pretty much it. Here's a top-down view of the first floor and the second floor and the top, which really isn't special. And that's the house finished. Well, the penthouse finished. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to watch a video that's challenge based or somewhat challenge based, you can go ahead and check out my channel. It has like 4 videos that are challenge based that you could check out while you're waiting for me to post new content. And as always, have a nice day. Hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.